God wouldn't put you through anything that you can't handle. I know my cat can swim, I don't throw her in the pool.
This is 5, and today we're looking at this video. I will play it one more time for you.
God wouldn't put you through anything that you can't handle. I know my cat can swim, I don't throw her in the pool.
So this is a question that I actually spoke about in terms of why I struggle with that verse about those he loves, he chastens and rebukes. And it's true, God will not put you through anything that you cannot handle. There's a Bible verse that says that no temptation have overtaken you except such as is common to man, but God is faithful, that he will not allow you to be tempted beyond that which you are able to bear, but will with the temptation also provide a way for escape, that you might be able to bear it. I think at the end it says flee from idolatry at the end. I'm just quoting this from memory. I think that's what she's talking about.
God wouldn't put you through anything that you can't handle.
God would not put you through anything that you cannot handle. That is true. The Bible clearly says that.
I know my cat can swim, I don't throw her in the pool.
I understand that. I guess the question is, why does God put you through things that he knows you can handle, but you might not want to handle them? I've had that same question for a while, and this is a thing that I have struggled with. I know the answer, but it's still painful, so I understand this rhetoric, and I want you to comment down below to discuss this. Why does God put you things? Why does God put you through things that he knows you can handle, but he knows you don't want to go through? How many things have you gone through that you don't want to go through, but God has done them for a purpose? This is the thing about God. When you choose to follow God, you are saying this: do to me as you please according to your loving kindness. Right? Job. If you look at the story of Job, this is 5, so I can't go into the entire book of Job. I'll just give you the top level version of Job. So if we look at Job, Job was a man that suffered because God boasted on him. There was a discussion between the devil and God, and it was God who said, "Hey, have you considered my servant Job?" The devil was like, "Of course I have, but you protect him, so I can't touch him." And then God was like, "Fine, touch him, but don't touch his body." The devil did. Took all his kids, only left a wife behind, so the wife could pretty much just discourage Job. But I guess that's the question. And it's like, what's the purpose of suffering? Why does God allow us to suffer? I know God said he will not put us through things that we can't handle, but why not just let us just not go through pain? Why not just let us just, even though we can handle it, doesn't mean we want to handle it. Some of us have gone through pain not because it was a decision, but just because we overcame the pain doesn't mean that we want to go back into it. How many things can you handle that you don't want to handle or go through again? So I get it. But this is the truth. When you give your life to God, oftentimes you get baptized. Baptism is a physical expression of a spiritual change. It is saying, I am surrendering my everything to God. I am dying to myself. Or should I say, who you are as a person dies, and you're born with Christ, which means that you are allowing God to work in your life, and you're telling God, hey, God, do what you want to me at any point in time for whatever you think is best. And that's the thing, we don't know God's will. What is God's will for your life, my life? I don't know. Obviously, I know what the Bible says about God's will for my life. What I'm saying I don't know too is I don't know what each problem, each trial means. And that's the thing. Why does God sometimes allow things to happen? I know that the end of it, there's a reason for it, but because we don't see the reason sometimes, we struggle to understand why God would do that. It's almost putting God in a place where it's like, because you don't show us the reason behind certain things, it feels almost cruel, right? But God is love, and trusting that whatever God does is best, that's the walk of being a Christian. All those that live godly shall suffer persecution. Comment down below what you think. This is Sermon in 5.